Hello everyone, welcome to the Simperion IAS YouTube channel. In this video, we will discuss our mains monster material, which covers role of women and women organizations and women as a vulnerable sections of the society. We have covered important topics, important issues related to women from the GS1, that is society, and GS2 social justice, which covers the syllabus as well as last 44 years PYQ questions. All important PYQ questions are covered in this PDF. Let's start. Initially, we are given few data related to the women. This is data related to the women, the general data, the literacy rate, workforce participation, maternal mortality, gender pay gap, political representations, crime against women. General data. The next we are given women and education. The data related to only related to the women and education. Next, women and health, crime against women, women and economy. Next, we have covered women and agriculture, women and polity. We are given few examples for women role models like Kalpana Chawla, Indira Nooyi, Mary Kom, Kiran Bedi, Sudha Murthy. Next, we have covered women and SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, women and Constitution, important articles in the Constitution that are related to the welfare of women. Next, we have covered two important judgments related, Supreme Court judgment related to women. Next, we have covered women and legal provisions, important legal provisions, protections of women from domestic violence, Dowry Prohibition Act, Sexual Harassment at Workplace 2013, Prevention of Sexual Harassment at Workplace, Maternity Benefit Act, Equal Remuneration Act, etc. Next, we have covered important government schemes like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana, etc. Here. Next, we have covered the status of women in Indian society in the different time frames. In the Rigvedic period, in the later Vedic period, during the Buddhist and Jainism period, the medieval period, the colonial period, and post-independence. Next, we have covered important women organizations during the colonial period. We have covered 5 important organizations that were working for the welfare of women. Up next, we have covered important movements, post-independent movements for the welfare of women. Important organizations working for the welfare of women after independence. Next, we have started with the first important topic, that is women and education. The importance of women education in India. The challenges and issues for women education in India. The schemes for women education. See, the mains monster is according to us, one of the best material, which is very crisp, which helps you to read, which is readable friendly, which is readable, easy to revise, easy to recall and reproduce. The points are very crisp. We have kept it like 5 to 6 points, 7 points according to the demands of UPSC. And we have covered all the important dimensions according to the syllabus and also to the PYQs. So if you find any material that is better, even slightly better than the mains monster, please comment in the comment box. We are ready, we are open to the feedback. We will go through that material and we will improve ourselves. We are 100% sure there is no material, there is no single material which is better than the mains monster, which covers all important topics, important data, important interlinkages between the topics, diagrams, PYQs, examples, everything in one place in a very crisp, readable, revisable, recallable format. Next topic is gender based violence. We have covered a gender based violence. We are given a diagram for it. The common gender based violences in India faced by women. We are given example of domestic violence, female genital mutilation, etc. Next, we have covered the reason for gender based violence in India. We have divided the point into social reason, cultural reason, economic reason, and political reasons. Next, socio-economic consequences of violence against the gender-based violence against women. Next, we have covered schemes addressing the gender-based violence against women. Next, we are discussing one of the important topics, especially in the news recent times, that is marital rape. In that, we have covered its legal status, argument for criminalization of marital rape, argument against criminalization, what are the international practices we have covered, what is UN stand on it, and what are in the other few developed countries, what's the Delhi High Court judgment on it, and what is the Law Commission report says regarding the marital rape. We have covered everything 360 degree coverage. We have covered all dimensions possible that can be asked in the exam. Next, with respect to marital rape, we have covered a Justice JS Verma committee recommendation. Next topic we have covered is cybercrime against women. What are common types of cyber crimes, the data, the legal framework, the challenges, the preventive measures that can be taken. Up next is sexual harassment at workplace. We have covered the important act, prevention of sexual harassment at workplace. We are given a key provisions of the act, the Vishaka guidelines, the key provisions of Vishaka guidelines, and the government initiatives. Next topic we have covered is a care economy. What's the characteristics of care economy, impact of care economy on the woman, and way forward. Up next we have covered a dowry related violence, a reason for a dowry related violence, and few important facts, schemes to combat a dowry related violence, and why bride violence or the dowry related violence is less in few communities, few matrilineal or based societies, especially in few tribes. Why it is less, we have covered that. Why it is less in few communities and in few states, we have covered all those things. Up next we have taken how women movement are successful in addressing the status of women, the role of women movement in addressing or improving the state of women. We have covered both the dimensions for and against for it. Next, challenges faced by women in India, the general challenges, the historical inequality, patriarchy, education disparity, economic inequality, gender based violence, healthcare access, regional disparity, political representation. Next, we have covered measures necessary to improve the status of women in India. Next, we have taken up a topic of gender justice. Next, constraint. What are the constraints in achieving a gender justice or roadblock in achieving a gender justice? Implication of gender disparity. What are the consequences of gender disparity? What are the constitutional provisions and the laws that are supporting a gender justice, and the way forward? We have covered everything here. Next, and what are the steps that are taken to make women economically self-reliant? Only economic angle. What are the steps that are taken to make women economically self-reliant? That is Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, that is loans, self-help group, Stand Up India, that is related to startup, Mahila e-Huts, and training and employment programs. Next, we have dealt with the topic gig economy and women. We have covered all the dimensions related to that, and we have made sure material is very crisp so that students don't have to struggle to remember it or read it or make a notes out of it. It in itself, our notes in itself is a notes, it's a final notes. You have to just read, revise, recall, and answer PYQs or write any test series so that you reproduce. That's it. That's a way to get a rank in the UPSC exam. Please don't waste time going through the bulky materials, which you have to again go through, keep on making notes, waste time, etc. And this is made according to the demand of UPSC. If you feel any shortcomings in the notes, please comment in the comment box, join our Telegram group, you can DM us. We are open to the feedback, any constructive feedbacks, criticism, we are okay with that. Please feel free to comment in the comment box below our video in the YouTube. Next is increasing reason for suicide among women. We have covered a reason for it. I think this is a recent question asked in 2022 or 2023. Next, we have dealt with the topic of sex ratio. Then we have dealt with the sex ratio among SC and STs. Next, we have dealt with the topic that is feminization of agriculture. What is the reason for feminization of agriculture? Next, we are dealt with a topic which is related to women, related to mainly economy, that is female labor force participation. Why India is one of the lowest female labor force participation at 23%, and while few other countries have more. And women participation in the labor force, few of the developed countries which has around 40 to 50% around, which is required for India to be developed. What is the negative impact of less female participation in the labor force on the India's GDP growth, etc. We have covered that in detail in this one page. Next, what can be the role of male membership in women organization and movements to make it successful? See, women movement or improving the status of women cannot be just successful just with the women movement and organizations, because we live in a society where both male and female live. So sensitizing the male related to women problems, women challenges, how women, improving the women status and women participation in the labor force, getting better education, better access can help India as a country, Indian society, etc. Sensitizing the male is also important. So what is the role of male membership in women organization and women movement to make it successful? So it increases a wider advocacy, challenging the norms, it helps in challenging the norms, it gives a resource boost, a shared responsibility, changing norms. Men model gender equitable behaviors, reshaping the societal norms. Men engage program, there are men engage programs as well. Next is patriarchy and working women. What is the impact of patriarchy on the working woman? Next, we have covered a feminist movement, which is pros of feminist movement and also the negative, disadvantage or cons of feminist movements. Next, we have covered women and Panchayat Raj institutions and what is the socio-economic impact of more women participation in the Panchayat Raj institution. It's one of the important PYQ question as well. We have covered that. Next, the recent, the 1/3 or 33% reservation for women in the Lok Sabha and state assemblies, Women Reservation Act 2023, the key provisions of that 5 provisions, how this act will promote a just society, what will be its impact, we have covered that. Next, we have covered women in judiciary, we have covered few important facts and what is the benefit of having women representation, better women representation in the judiciary. Next, the role of civil society in women political participation and representations. What can be the role of civil society and also the role of civil society in women participation? One is in voting, that is participation in democratic process, increasing voting, etc. Another one is representations. So already there is representation of 33% in the local bodies, in few states it's 50%. And in the with the new Women Representation Act 2023, the participation in the state assembly and also Lok Sabha will also be 33%. So training the women in the leadership roles, making them ready for the leadership roles, helping them to be better representatives. Any skilling, if at all any skilling is required doing that, the civil society can help in that dimension. So advocacy for a gender quote. One is they advocate for more women representation, capacity building of women, awareness campaigns, support network for women, monitoring and accountability, whether whatever that are promised in the acts, etc., 33% or whatever representation and participation, whether that is adhered, monitoring and accountability. So finally we conclude with a quote. I measure the progress of a community by the degree of progress which women have achieved. Quote by Shri B.R. Ambedkar. So please we will provide a link to this PDF, our Google Drive, in the descriptions. You can join our Telegram group and get more PDFs as well. We have already made a notes on 10 plus topics. Already we have discussed in the last video the food processing industries. And please share the video with your friends. Please comment below the video in the comment box. Thank you.